I have to devote all my energy to healing, so you're not going to have energy to move about for a while.
So I think we can start. Tere õhtust kõigile ja täna on meiega jälle doktor John Harmon, keda meil on suurim heameel tervitada ja eriti tänu sellele, et kõigest 2 nädalat tagasi me just sellest rääkisime, oli doktor Harmonil tõsine operatsioon, nimelt siis õlaliigese vahetus. Et vana vigastus ja uus vigastus tuli peale ja mitte midagi ei olnud muud teha. Tuli see õlaliiges ära vahetada, aga paranemine on olnud väga kiire. 2 nädalat on tõeliselt lühike aeg. Doktor Harmon on tagasi meiega ja tagasi tööl nii-öelda ja ta just rääkis ja näitas, kui kiiresti paranemine on toimunud, et ma küsin ta käest veel kord üle, mis, mis plaastreid ja kuidas ta on kasutanud ja siis me saame minna tänase päeva põhiteema juurde, milleks on päike. So welcome, Dr. Harmon, and I just said that we are all so happy to welcome you, especially knowing that you just had a major surgery, shoulder joint replacement, and just within 2 weeks you are recovered enough to be with us. And I think because people have accidents and have surgeries. So before we go to our main subject, which is sun and its benefits, maybe you could share with us how have you been patching yourself, your shoulder after the surgery? Because yeah, I think our viewers are interested in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, First of all, I have to tell everybody that I am one of the 1 in 10,000 people who is allergic to the adhesive in the patches. It's the same adhesive that's in the brand name called Band-Aid. And I've known for a long time that I was allergic to that. So I can't place them on my skin, but I'll just show you.
Et kõigepealt siis jah, seda, et doktor Harmon ütleb, et tema on siis üks 10 000 inimesest, kes on tegelikult allergiline plaastriliimile ja ta ei saa panna plaastreid oma kehale.
So I have, well, you can see the steri strips right there. They're starting to come off. That's how, I mean, it's not that long ago, but let's see if I can show you some of the patches. Here's one on this side right here. That's glutathione. Over on this side, around my arm, I can't get in there far enough, but I have two X39s, two X49s, two carnosine, an Eon, and I haven't had to use IceWave. What's really ironic about this is that I ordered like 10 packs of IceWave thinking that I was going to have so much pain, and I only used IceWave one day. So I have all of these packages of IceWave that I don't need. You want to translate?
Ja, et doktor Harmon siis näitas, tema siis kasutab oma särgi siseküljel on siis tema plaastrid ja seal oli tal siis 2X39, 249, kaks karnosiini, seal oli Eion, seal oli glutatioon ja ta rääkis, et mis on nagu erakordne, on see, et ta on tegelikult Icewave'i kasutanud ainult korra ja ta tellis endale 10 pakki Icewave'i, teades, et operatsioon on tulemas ja tegelikult on hakkama saanud ilma Icewave'ita sest lihtsalt ei ole olnud valu. Then I wanted to ask because you helped me with your suggestions when I had an accident. Have you been keeping the 12-hour gap? I mean, 12 hours on and 12 hours off, or you've been using patches 24 hours?
I've been doing 12 on and 12 off because it's on my clothing. So then when I undress at night to go to bed, then the patches aren't there anymore. And people will ask, why did you use two of these different patches? And I actually interviewed David Schmidt about 5 years ago, and I asked him about that. If somebody puts another patch on, do they get double the amount of the peptide that that patch is designed to elevate? And he said, no, not double, but it's about an extra 20%. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to use two of the X39, X49, and carnosine. Carnosine is really good for tissue regeneration. And so that's why I had,
And also for scar repair.
yeah.
Et doktor Harmon siis seletas ka, et miks ta kasutab plaastreid kahekaupa, ka X-plaastreid ja põhjus on siis see, et kuskil 5 aastat tagasi ta intervjueeris David Schmidti, kes siis ja küsis küsimuse, et kui kasutada X39 kahte plaastrit, et kas siis efekt on topelt ja David Schmidti vastus oli, et mitte topelt, aga on lisa 20% efektiivsust ja sellises olukorras on siis, otsustas doktor Harmon, et see 20% on piisav, et sellepärast on plaastrid kahekordselt. Great.
So it's interesting because we've had two friends who've had total shoulder replacements, and they talked about how they had knee replacement also previously, and they said the shoulder replacement surgery was much, much worse, and they had much more pain than they did for the knee replacements. I've had both knees replaced, and so I was prepared for this, 6 weeks of horrible pain and can't drive, and I got to stay home, and my wife has to do things for me because I only have one hand available. Here's what actually happened. I took pain pills for 2 days only because they told me you don't want to get behind the nerve block. The nerve block's going to wear off after about maybe up to 2 days, and you don't want to be without pain relievers. That's the only time I took them.
Et kõigepealt siis jah, doktor Harmonil on olnud ka mõlema põlve liigese vahetusoperatsioonid ja ka tema tuttavad on siis rääkinud, et võrreldes põlveliigese vahetusega on õlaliigese vahetus oluliselt keerulisem ja raskem operatsioon. Ja ta oli valmis siis selleks, et tõesti 6 nädalat on ta siis jah, ei saa autoga sõita ja ei saa suurt midagi teha. Aga tegelikult see teekond on olnud hoopis teistsugune. Paranemine on olnud kiire ja valuvaigisteid võttis ta ainult paar esimest päeva lihtsalt sellepärast, et kui siis tuimestuse mõju hakkab kaduma, et mitte siis valu kannatada.
So if we just think about that fact, just that one thing, not having to take pain pills, I'm not at risk of getting addicted to opioids. My bowels haven't been basically partially paralyzed from the opioids. I don't have brain fog. I don't have all of the other harmful effects of those opioids, and my body can get to taking care of the healing process assisted by the patches that allow and enable my body to repair and regenerate much faster.
et ainuüksi see fakt, et ta ei ole pidanud võtma opioide, valuvaigisteid, millel on väga tõsised kõrvalnähud, seedesüsteemi häired, ajuudu ja muud kõrvalnähud, et ainuüksi see on imetlusväärne ja märkimisväärne kasu, kasutades plaastreid. So as painkillers are rather common, I think maybe now it's also a good time to tell briefly about the side effects because I think quite often people don't think about it and don't realize how harmful are opioids.
And not just the opioids, but people, when we say painkillers or pain relievers, a lot of people don't include Tylenol and ibuprofen into that in their mind. They think opioids. But I'll never forget, I was at a relicensing seminar maybe 25 years ago, and this very smart instructor said, here's what I want you to tell your patients. If they take 3,500 of those pills in their lifetime, whether it's aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, or painkillers, 3,500 in their lifetime, that's only three a day for 4.5 years. Their chances of kidney failure go through the roof.
et ja doktor Harmon siis ütles, et me võib-olla jah, mõtleme, kui me räägime valuvaigistite kõrvalmõjudest ja kahjulikkusest, mõtleme siis ainult opioididest ja sellistest tõsistest valuvaigistist, valuvaigististe, lihtsalt, oh my god, keel on sõlmes, aga tegelikult ka nii-öelda süütud ibuprofeenid ja aspiriinid, et nendel on tõsised kõrvalmõjud ja kui te olete kasutanud elu jooksul mõned tuhanded tabletid, neid nii-öelda lihtsaid valuvaigisteid, siis tegelikult risk, et teil on neerukahjustus, on tõeliselt suur.
Yes, so if you think about that part, then and then you think about the demands that are placed on a body, on somebody's body who just had a major surgery, you can see why someone would have faster healing even without the patches if they weren't taking those pain pills and interfering with a lot of different processes in the body.
ja ainuüksi siis see, kui keegi, kellel on olnud tõsine operatsioon, ei võta valuvaigisteid, sest kehal on see paranemine niigi tohutu lisakoormus, siis juba ainuüksi see, kui inimene valuvaigisteid ei võta, annab võimaluse oluliselt kiiremini paraneda.
Yeah, so I took those opioids for 2 days just in case I had when the nerve block wore off that I wasn't behind the pain. But then I realized that I really didn't have a lot of pain, and so I stopped taking them, and I haven't taken them since the second day. And here's the other things that have happened. Our friends that said they were in so much pain, much worse than a knee replacement surgery. My experience has been it was much less pain than the knee replacement surgery. And because my arm isn't in a sling, my other muscles aren't atrophying. There's only one muscle that gets cut when you have shoulder replacement, and that's the subscapularis. And that would be tucking in your shirt behind you. That's the muscle you would use. Everything else out in front is still intact. So I didn't, my surgeon said, you need to be in a brace for 6 weeks. Some surgeons in Texas never have their people use a brace as long as they don't try to reach behind them. And he said, you can drive, you can do all those things. And so that's what I've been doing. I was driving 2 days later.
Wow. Ja teine asi, ei kasutanud siis doktor Harmon ka lahast, käsi on vabalt ja tänu sellele ei ole toimunud siis lihaste atrofeerumist, mis on sellise tõsise operatsiooni väga kurb tagajärg ja millest siis ülesaamiseks läheb pärast palju lisaaega. Ja kui teil vahepeal tekib mingeid küsimusi, kirjutage julgelt chati ja ma saan siis doktor Harmoni käest küsida. And to you, Andrew, as well, if you have some questions, then you are more than welcome to ask.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here I am, not even 3 weeks out. This is my right hand. I'm not supposed to be able to do this. This is my right. This is my left. It's not hurting me. I'm standing here talking 2.5 weeks later. And man, I'm just grateful for the rapid, um, you know, theoretically, we're not supposed to say healing, but my body's taking care of business and getting things back into tip-top shape. That's what's happening. But the other thing I've been doing is I've been laying out in the sun for up to 2 hours a day. And that might sound kind of funny to some people, but I think we're going to talk about that topic and all of the benefits of sunlight that we have been bamboozled into believing it's somehow harmful. This God-given thing, this beautiful sun that provides energy, healing to all of life. And without the sun, we eat plants. Basically, we're eating sunlight because they use the sunlight to make beneficial things for us that are energy, light, and frequencies in a solid form. And then we eat it to get that energy back into us. But here's the deeper story. Oh, sorry, I'll let you translate.
Yeah. And before I start to translate, yeah, if you look at me, you can understand that I absolutely share the same mindset, and I'm a big sun lover. Indeed, I've been like that all my life long. Et doktor Harman siis näitas, kuidas tema mõlemad käed töötavad, saab ta tõsta ka seda vahetatud liigesega kätt 2 nädala möödudes peale operatsiooni, mida tegelikult ei peaks ta saama, aga ta saab ja see ei ole valus. Ta saab autoga sõita, ta saab elada täiesti täisväärtuslikku elu. Ja lisaks siis LifeWave'i plaastritele, millest me rääkisime, mida ta on kasutanud, on veel üks asi, mida ta on kasutanud oma tervenemisteekonnal ja see on päike. Ja kõikidel võimalikel juhtudel, kui päike paistab, on ta siis olnud päikese käes ja lasknud päikesel ennast tervendada ja parandada. Ja nüüd me siis jõuamegi tänase peateema juurde, milleks ongi päike. So yes, let's talk about sunlight.
Let's talk about light.
Yes.
We have these things called eyes, and we see some of the frequencies of light. But there are some fascinating things about the light that enters our eyes that researchers who really are on the cutting edge of this technology and understanding frequencies and light. And what Einstein said 50 or more years ago, light can exist as a waveform or a particle.
ja räägime siis nüüd valgusest. Räägime sellest, mis on valgus ja kuidas valgus meid mõjutab. Ja Einstein siis jõudis oma katsetes järeldusele, et valgus on nii valguslained kui ka valgusosakesed. Ja kõik, mis meie elus toimub, on seotud valgusega. Ja esimene valguse sisenemisaken nii-öelda meie kehasse on siis meie silmad.
So they teach us wear sunglasses to protect your eyes, wear sunscreen to protect your skin. But here's what happens when you wear sunglasses. It tells your body that it's nighttime. And therefore, it's not time to send out the things in our skin to protect our skin, but also to do things like make vitamin D and other things. Because we're blocking the sun rays from our eyes, our body doesn't get the signal it's time to do those things. And so that's potentially very harmful. And at first, when you do that, it's going to seem really bright. And I used to wear sunglasses when I would drive and when I'd be outdoors. I don't wear them at all. These glasses are blue blockers. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but these are not corrective glasses. I don't wear glasses anymore. I used to have bifocals in far distance, and I haven't worn those in more than 5 years.
And you are 70.
72 next month.
Okay. Ja alustame siis sellest, et meile räägitakse, et tuleb kasutada päikeseprille, silmi tuleb päikese käe eest kaitsta. Ja tegelikult, mis siis juhtub, ongi siis see, et signaal meie kehasse, et keha hakkaks tootma D-vitamiini ja keha hakkaks tootma aineid, mis siis kaitsevad päikesepõletuse eest. See signaal tuleb läbi silmade. Kui me selle signaali ära blokeerime, siis keha ei saa seda signaali. Nii et kindlasti päikeseprillide kandjatel on suurem oht saada päikesepõletus. Lisaks siis sellele, kui me paneme keset päeva endale päikeseprillid ette, siis meie keha saab aru, et on öö, läheb segamini ööpäeva rütm, läheb segamini ööpäeva tasakaal, lähevad segamini hormoonid. And is that right? I've been thinking that, I don't know about US, but in Estonia, cataract is a major issue. Almost every elderly person, 70 plus, is going to get a cataract in some point of life and have to have a surgery. My idea is that, or my thought is that, is it somehow corrected with the fact that people are wearing sunglasses and the sunshine, the sunlight into the eyes would be a protection against cataract? Is that correct?
Partially. Let's talk about that. So the latest in that thinking, and you can look up Dr. Jack Kruse, Kruse. He's a neurosurgeon, and he has this video that'll blow your mind. It's incredible. But what he talks about is it has a lot to do with blue light from our phones, from our screens. And ever since I watched that video, I've been wearing blue blockers. Here's why. And it's a bit technical, so bear with me, and I'll slow down and I'll pause.
Okay, I will translate the bit
Okay.
Before then. Esitasin sellise väite, et ma ei tea, kuidas Ameerikas, aga Eestis on silmakae plahvatuslikult kasvanud kae esinemine. Pea kõikidel 70+ inimestel on silmakaega probleemid, tehakse palju kaeoperatsioone ja minu väide oli siis see, et kas see võib olla seotud sellega, et inimesed kasutavad päikeseprille, silmad ei saa piisavalt päikesevalgust ja doktor Harmon vastas, et see on osaliselt tõde, osaliselt seetõttu, sest peamine põhjus kaetekkeks on see sinine valgus, mida siis eraldavad kõik meie telefonid, televiisorid, arvutiekraanid ja nii edasi. Could you be so kind, John, and type the name of the doctor into the chat and then maybe Karita can find the video you were talking about. I think that would
I
be
can
good.
actually send it to you.
okei, et doktor Harmon saadab siis selle video, mm, millele ta, millele ta vihjas. See on siis nüüd chatis olemas ja maybe Karita, you can copy it to our LV group later. Et Karita kopeerib selle siis meie LV gruppi. So you were talking that you were saying that the reason behind the cataract is mainly the blue light, what we are overexposed to.
Yes, let me explain that. So blue light bends more than other types of light, meaning if you look at the eyeball and we have light that comes into our eyes and it's supposed to go back onto the retina to be interpreted and then processed by the brain. What is this? What am I looking at right now? Blue light, as it goes through the lens, falls in front of the retina. In addition, the because it falls in front of the retina, the eye gets a little bit confused, and what will happen is it will elongate instead of being slightly oval or round, it will elongate. And then when it does that, when it does so this way, the retina starts to tear off because the eye is bigger. But if it's round, it stays attached. So we get retinal detachment. And because of the confusion, your body clouds the lens to stop that crap. So now I have cataracts
Et
because of this blue light that then there's much more that happens, but I'll let you translate.
et doktor Harmon siis seletas, kuidas siis sinine valgus on meie silmadele kahjulik, et valgus siis kiir tuleb meie silma ja läheb siis sinna silma nii-öelda põhja, aga sinine valgus siis moonutab seda ja see valguskiir ei läheb sinna äh, ettepoole ja tänu sellele siis silmamuna hakkab, ei ole enam ovaalne, vaid ta hakkab nagu muutub niipidi laienema ja probleemiks on siis igasugused silmahaigused ja kuna see protsess on siis kehale mittenormaalne, siis hakkab tekkima ka kae kui keha kaitsemehhanism, aga põhjuseks on siis sinine valgus.
Yeah, so when I said blue light bends more, so when light goes through the lens, yeah, you have several structures. You have the cornea, you have the lens, and then you have it's basically a gel-like substance in between the lens and the retina. The retina is where all of the light hits, and then that's interpreted by the eye and the brain, interpreted by the brain. What do I see? When I said blue light bends more, it's a different frequency, so it doesn't go and hit the retina. It lands in front of the retina, and that was the technical part of that. However, in addition to that, so I mentioned that Einstein said light can exist as a waveform or a particle. And here's what happens in the eye. I'll let you translate.
Et rääkisime siis jah, silmaehitusest ja sellest, et sinine valgus on siis teise valgussagedusega ja sellest siis, et Einstein jõudis oma uuringutes selleni, et valgus ei ole mitte ainult valguslained, vaid ka valgusosakesed.
We have these very important components or chemicals. People think that chemicals are harmful. We make chemicals, we make substances, we make molecules, but there are these molecules that are called Benzene rings, Benzene, Benzene rings. Our body uses those to make several things. We make aromatic amino acids and we make hormones from benzene rings. When sun, go ahead.
Et meie keha toodab siis erinevaid kemikaale ja me arvame tihtipeale, et kemikaalid on kõik kahjulikud ja mürgised, aga meie keha neid toodab ja üks nendest on siis, ma ei tea, kuidas see eesti keeles on, benzene rings, ma ei tea, pole õrna aimugi, kuulen sellist asja esimest korda, ei saa praegu ka tõlget otsida. Kes tahab teada, siis otsib ja tõlgib. Ja see on siis midagi, mis mõjutab meie hormonaaltasakaalu.
If you look up benzene rings, they are six-sided molecules, hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. And so when sunlight comes into the eye, they actually convert sunlight to substances. They use the sunlight to make hormones, amino acids, called aromatic amino acids. Guess what else happens in the eye? In the morning, we make melatonin to use at night. And it has to do with this process of these benzene rings and converting wavelengths of light, converting those into particles or substances like amino acids and hormones.
Ja need bensiiniringid siis nendel väikestel molekulidel on siis imeline võime siis meie silmades läbi tähendab siis toota päikesevalgusest erinevaid aminohappeid ja ka erinevaid hormoone. Nii et meie keha tõesti kasutab päikesevalgust erinevate ainete tootmiseks. Do you have a question, Andrew?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Arman. So far, it's been great, good information always. I remember when we was on our retreat, Kate, you suggested that I should take my top off because of the sunlight. You got glands on the back. I wonder if Dr. Harmon knows exactly and can explain a little bit more as well.
Yeah, that all ties into several different things. There are multiple wavelengths of light in sunlight, UVA, UVB, but infrared. For example, the first 2 hours after the sun rises, there are zero UVA and UVB in the sunlight. It's all infrared. This is why sun gazers have always been right. The infrared is extremely beneficial to the eyes and the body. and it's the first 2 hours in the morning and the last 2 hours at night. There's no UVA or UVB. It's all infrared.
Yeah, I will
So
translate meanwhile.
yeah,
And
yeah, go ahead.
I've learned from yoga that it's safe to look into the sunshine when sun is on the level of your eyes, and
Yeah,
it applies the same in the morning and in the evening. Then it's the right time to do the sun gazing.
absolutely. Was that a question?
Ma nüüd vahepeal tõlgin. Rääkisime mitmetest asjadest. Andrew küsis küsimuse, et kui me käisime, meil oli retriit Hispaanias ja siis ma ütlesin talle, et ta peaks ära võtma oma särgi, sest meestel on turja peal näärmed. Sellest doktor Harmon räägib siis natukese aja pärast, aga rääkisime siis sellest, et päikesesse vaatamine on kasulik ja seda tuleb siis teha mitte keskpäeval, vaid kas päikesetõusul või päikeseloojangul, põhimõtteliselt siis, kui päike on teie silmade kõrgusel, sest siis ei ole ei UVA ega UVB kiirgust, vaid on infrapunakiirgus ja see on teie silmadele äärmiselt kasulik.
Yeah, so
So,
you said eye level, and just the actual science of that is the first 2 hours after the sun rises, the last 2 hours before it sets. And then Andrew's question about
glands.
men, we have androgen receptors in our upper traps,
Oh, here, yeah.
which then activate our bodies to make more testosterone. And you see these warriors
Oh, yes, I remember now.
out in
Yeah.
the sun all day, and they're, they'll the army, and they're marching all day. We didn't have skin cancer back then. We only
Yeah.
had skin cancer after the introduction of sunscreen that has cancer
Yes.
causing agents in it.
Mhm.
And so there's that part.
Et vastus siis Andrew küsimusele, et jaa, meestel on siin trapets lihastes näärmed, mis siis toodavad testosterooni ja kui te siis rannas näete selliseid musklis mehi paljaste ülakehadega, kellel siis musklid punnitavad ja testosterooni tase on kõrge, samamoodi sõjaväelased ilma siis särkideta marssimas ja tol ajal siis, kui ei kasutatud päikesekaitsevahendeid, ei olnud ka nahavähi buumi. So I think that's a right moment
Yeah.
to move into the sunblocks
Yeah.
and
So
sunscreen.
I think that answered my question because I think you kind of explained
Yeah.
and it backed up what Dr. Harmon said. Yes. So thank you. I will be spending more time out there with no top on.
Good job. Yeah,
Thank you.
me too. And people talk about the sun being harmful, and you got to use sunscreen if you go down to Cancun, and you don't want to get skin cancer. And I'll just tell you, since I've been in LifeWave, I've been fortunate to uh, earn the incentive trips, and each year we've gone to a tropical location. First it was Tulum, then it was Aruba, then it was Cancun, then it was the Greek islands, and then it was Punta Mita over by Puerto Vallarta, and this year it was Hawaii. Well, every year for 1 month, my wife and I would go 2 times a week to the tanning booths, and everybody goes, "Oh, you're gonna get skin cancer." Um, so we went there, and so we had a good base tan. My skin, I'm like known as I'm a white guy. And they say you got to protect your skin. I'm telling you, I haven't used sunscreen in 6 years. I have not been, I have not experienced a sunburn. I was out in the sun most of those days. We were on the beach, we were somewhere, And so all of that is made up. It's made up stuff to sell more sunscreen. And it's such a tragedy. We have a neighborhood pool here, and I see moms bring their little kids over. They're only going to be there for an hour, and their moms are spraying all this stuff all over their children. And I want to walk up and say, stop that. They're only going to be here an hour. Let them get some sun. But I
You are
don't.
you are just poisoning your kids.
Yes.
Terrible. Yeah, the same applies to me. Yeah, when I go to India, and especially when you are coming from Nordic winter into the into Indian winter, which is hotter than our summer. Uh, and I don't have a sunburn either, and I spend also the whole days on the beach in enjoying the light and enjoying the sun and practicing sun gazing. I will translate now. Ja, doktor Harmon siis, kes on 6 aastat olnud seotud LifeWave'iga ja terve selle 6 aasta jooksul, vaatamata sellele, et ta on siis valgenahaline meesterahvas, ei ole tema kogenud päikesepõletust, on käinud reisidel troopilistes piirkondades ja seal siis veetnud palju aega värskes õhus ja rannas ja ei ole kunagi kogenud päikesepõletust, vaatamata sellele siis, et ta ei kasuta mitte ühtegi päikesekaitse vahendit ja tegelikult jah, nahavähk ei tule mitte päikesest, vaid väikesekreemist, sealt purgist või pudelist. And actually, I think you almost said it. I think our tan is the best protection.
Correct. Ironically, I just posted this on Facebook last week. I'm going to read this to you, just some stats about skin cancer and research on this. It's not made up stuff. Give me a second here. I had it up and then I got a little phone call. Okay, so here it is. A 25-year study of 29,500 Swedish women showed sun avoiders die like smokers
Wow.
at the rate of people who smoke. A Korean study used UV light therapy and cut heart events by 36%. A UK study of 400,000 people linked.
Sorry, Dr. Arman. Kate, if you please just let the people know the first study, second study, Swedish study, and then you go on, because otherwise they're gonna miss what he's saying. Sorry.
I don't know
Yeah,
what you mean.
I should translate because otherwise I wouldn't be
So
able.
go back to the Swedish study and then translate.
Oh, you mean have her translated each one? Okay.
Yeah, each one, please.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
was a 25-year study of 29,500 Swedish women that showed sun avoiders die at the rate that smokers do.
Et see oli siis 25 aasta pikkune uuring, mis siis puudutas, uuringut tehti siis Rootsi naiste hulgas ja uuringu tulemuseks oli see, et inimesed, kes vältisid päikest, surid täpselt sama kiiresti kui suitsetajad. I'm just blown away. This is just major, just the fact that sun avoiders are dying as fast as smokers.
Yes.
Wow.
And then there was a UK study of 400,000 people that linked sun exposure to lower mortality.
Ja
400,000.
siis tehti uuring Suurbritannias 400 000 inimesega ja uuringu tulemused kinnitasid, et inimesed, kes nautisid päikest ja olid palju päikese käes, nende suremus vähenes ehk nad elasid kauem. Ja ennem jõudsin ka öelda seda, et tegelikult parim kaitse päikesepõletuse eest on tegelikult meie päevitus, see on meie loomulik kaitse. Me ei pea otsima kaitset kuskilt purgist. I just said that our tanning process that the body is producing melanin. That's the natural protection. What is natural for our bodies? We don't need to search it from the sunscreens.
Right. And then don't forget about vitamin D. If we're not making vitamin D, we have to take it. So if you're avoiding the sun, you're going to likely be deficient in vitamin D. Well, what does that do? Vitamin D attaches to our immune cells to activate them to go kill something.
And also then we go back to our previous video. You can't make vitamin D if you don't have cholesterol. So
Ding, ding,
cholesterol
ding,
is
ding.
good.
Yes.
Sunshine is good.
Yeah. So there's another one, a Korean study. Okay, the Korean study used UV light therapy and they cut heart events by 36%.
Ja siis oli järgmine uuring, mis siis tehti Lõuna-Koreas ja kasutati siis südame haigustega patsientidel UV-kiirgust ravil ja südamehaiguste esinemine vähenes 37%. Jõudsime rääkida ka sellest, et kui inimesed päikese käes ei ole, siis nende keha ei saa toota D-vitamiini ja see jälle omakorda seostub meie eelmise video teemaga, milleks oli kolesterool. Nii et kolesterool on kasulik, päike on kasulik.
And here is the mechanism. Our skin stores nitrogen oxides. The sunlight converts it to nitric oxide, which opens up our arteries. When the sunlight hits the skin, your blood pressure drops. Sun exposure could save around 140,000 just in the US per year. Skin cancer takes about 15,000 people a year in the US. We could save 140,000 if people would stop getting all panicked about being out in the sun, go get some sunlight, convert the nitrogen oxide to nitric oxide for maintenance of your cardiovascular system.
Ja rääkisime siis järgmisena sellest, doktor Harman rääkis, et päikese käes viibimine on äärmiselt kasulik meie südame-veresoonkonnale ja tegelikult alandab ka siis vererõhku ja kui inimesed lihtsalt oleksid päikese käes, siis need tohutud rahasummad, mida kulutatakse nahavähi ravile, need summad oleksid kõik säästetud. So
Yeah, so
as simple as it, just go out and enjoy the sunshine.
absolutely. And it just feels good. Well, there's a reason why it feels good. I mean, you go out in the sun, you go, oh, that feels good. Well, that's because of the increase in your feel-good hormones. And then if children aren't educated to honor that, and they are taught to be afraid of the sun, they don't get those benefits. And it's a lifelong advantage that they lose by staying out of the sun and also not getting their feet on the ground. There's some statistics show that people will go for years and their feet will never be on the bare ground at all. They have shoes on, outdoors, indoors, all the time.
Ja rääkisime siis sellest, et päikese käes olemine tõstab meie heaolu hormoonide taset, sellepärast kui päike paistab, teil on parem tuju, te tunnete õnnetunnet ja see vastupidi siis jah, kui on talvel palju pimedust ja vähe päikest, siis on vastupidi masendus ja depressioon. ja nii kurb on see, et lapsi siis hirmutatakse päikesega, hirmutatakse sellega, et päike on kuri ja kahjulik ja tulemuseks on siis jah, igasugused meeleoluhäired, mis on noortel ja lastel väga-väga levinud ja see on tõeline probleem. lisaks siis sellele, et on inimesi, kes aastaid ei ole mitte kordagi palle jalu, neil on kogu aeg kingad jalas õues ja toas. And yeah, this is a very good point because I was just thinking when you were speaking, Dr. Harmon, that if I look around, then the younger generation, the youngsters, they are so pale. They
Yeah.
are absolutely pale because they are
Yes.
so badly brainwashed and they are
Yes.
just so terrified. And then, they have all kind of anxiety and depressions and, they become suicidal and so forth. It's all because the lack of sunshine.
Yes, and vitamin D. A lack of vitamin D can be a predisposing factor to that depression. The brain doesn't work well without vitamin D. And then they're not getting good fats either. They're not getting the essential fatty acids. And I heard some really disturbing statistics about the average person nowadays, the ratio of for example, the DHA, the good fatty acids, because we get so many saturated or the seed oils in our diet. Those are omega sixes and nines, omega 6 and 9. Omega 3s, that would be fish oil. The ratio, when this very smart lecturer was talking, when you have more of the seed oils in your diet, you are much more likely to be depressed, have metabolic issues, and even be, and these were his words, a murderer, because your fatty acid ratio was so off that your brain is not firing normally, and they become homicidal maniacs just from the diet that they have. It's tragic.
ja doktor Harmon rääkis nüüd täiesti šokeeriva fakti ja see siis puudutab neid igasuguseid seemnetest pressitud õlisid, igasugused rapsid ja päevalilleõlid, kus on siis palju oomega 6 ja oomega 9 rasvhappeid ja oomega 3 tuleb siis kalaõlist ja kuna rasvhapete tasakaal on nii drastiliselt tasakaalust väljas, siis tulemuseks on see, et meie ajukeemia on häiritud ja inimesed muutuvad vägivaldseks, suitsiidseks ja vägivaldseks ka siis teiste suhtes. Et see on päris hirmutav. And as I'm a conspiracy theorist, then I assume that it's all deliberate to
Yes.
promote these terrible seed oils and mix up our brain chemistry.
Yeah, and the actual numbers were the average, I mean, a good ratio is 3 to 4 of the omega 6s and 9s to every one of the omega 3s. And he said when that ratio gets to be 40 to 1, that's when someone is a homicidal murderer. Their brain is it's firing so wrong, so it misfires so much that they can't process thoughts. And we see that out there in society. And people can't even process a lot of thought. Like, what do you mean you can't carry on a conversation? You're just going to sit there and scream at me instead of discussing something? It's you know that something is wrong in their brains, but nobody's talking about that, that it has a lot to do with our diet.
ja sellest ei räägita ja eks see on ka tegelikult süsteemi poolt tahtlik see siis, et meie ajukeemia täiesti segamini ajada, inimesed ei ole võimelised suhtlema, inimesed ei ole võimelised normaalselt mõtlema. Kõik emotsioonid keevad üle, inimeste käitumine on emotsionaalne, emotsioonidel põhinev ja tegelikult jah, seal taga on siis rasvhapete vale, vale tasakaal, vale toitumise tulemusena. There's a one question in the chat. Rina is asking that if someone has rosacea on the face, then it's always said that this person can't stay in the sun and definitely must use sunscreen. What is your opinion?
If somebody has what?
Rosacea?
Oh, rosacea. That's yeah,
Yeah.
that's a different. I don't know the stats on that, but that does change things when someone has a skin disorder.
Et
Well, most people don't, and so it wouldn't apply to them.
et
But
see on siis jah, selline eriolukord tõesti jah, nahahaigus ja doktor Harmonil selle kohta teadmisi ja statistikat ei ole, et aga enamikel inimestel ei ole seda probleemi ja meie räägime siis nii-öelda üldistest soovitustest. Andrew, did you have a question as well?
I did have a question, but I'm not sure if it relates to the sun codes and that conversation. But going back from using patches, 2.5 years, nearly 3 years now, I haven't had a major problem like a operation or anything like that. But I have miracles happen from the patches, using it on my back, having free trapped nerves. So my question would be, is that, with the subject, how would using patches help with the sun? I'm sure it goes hand
very,
in
very
hand.
good questions.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, I will
X39.
translate the question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Otherwise, it's getting a bit
Yeah,
complex for me
yeah.
to remember everything. Sorry. Et Andrew'l oli siis küsimus, et ta on kasutanud nüüd LifeWave'i plaastreid pea 3 aastat ja tema peamiseks probleemiks või murekohaks oli siis see, et tal oli seljas 3 pitsunud närvi ja plaastrid on aidanud drastiliselt ja elukvaliteet on paranenud, tugevaid valuvaigisteid enam võtma ei pea, aga Andrew küsimus oli selle kohta, et kuidas plaastrid aitavad siis meie keha kaitsta ja toetada siis päikese võtmisel.
Yeah, that would bring me to this. Oh, can you make me co-host?
Share screen.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I talk about this at length in the book about copper peptides. This is the first book, How to Reverse Aging. If you want an autographed copy, you can scan this code. A little bit more in shipping to get to Estonia, and if you if you can read and understand English. And we'll talk about this one. This one also has huge benefits for the skin, and I'll talk about that. This was the second book. That's about epitalin, and our body makes more of that when we wear the Alavita patch. it makes more of GHK copper peptide when we wear the X39. So
Et
that's,
kõigepealt nüüd siis jah, doktor Harmoni raamatud on siin võimalik selle QR koodiga, kui te seda siis kasutate, saate Amazonis siis tellida. Esimene raamat How to Reverse Aging, kuidas siis vananemist ümber pöörata, räägib siis X39 poolt aktiveeritavast vastpeptiidist GHK ja teine raamat siis Alavida plaastri poolt aktiveeritavast peptiidist nimega epitalamiin.
yeah, that would be this one, the epithalamin. Okay, so now one more thing to help you guys. I do the Doctor and Athlete podcast on Wednesday nights. All of the recordings are stored on my YouTube channel. It's just Dr. John M. Harmon. For example, not last night, but the night before, I interviewed a guy who he helps athletes overcome and recover from their injuries. This guy right here is a former two-time Super Bowl winner in football, American football, and he's now one of the coaches for the Chicago Bears. So I interview these doctors and athletes, and all of the recordings are posted here. If you go there and just follow, it doesn't cost anything, but if you follow the page, you will be automatically notified when a new video drops.
Doktor Harmon tahtis veel siis rääkida või tutvustada teile, Karita pani ka chati lingi tema YouTube kanalile ja igal kolmapäeval teeb ta siis intervjuusid nii arstidega kui ka siis sportlastega, endiste ja praeguste professionaalsete sportlastega, kes kõik on siis kasutamas ja kasutanud LifeWave plaastreid, et väga soovitan neid videosid vaadata, väga palju huvitavaid kogemuslugusid ja YouTube'is saab panna siis eestikeelsed subtiitrid. Thank you.
This woman right here, April Lund, had 4 autoimmune diseases before she started using the LifeWave patches. Now she was able to get rid of all of that. Now she holds the world and USA records for the 5,000 and 10,000 meter run.
Wow.
Siin on siis ühe naisega video, ühe sportlasega, kellel oli 4 autoimmuunhaigust enne siis, kui ta hakkas kasutama LifeWave plaastreid ja praegu on ta siis nii maailma kui Ameerika Ühendriikide rekordi omanik nii 5,000 kui 10,000 meetri jooksus. Andrew, you had a question?
Yeah, just going back to your age reversing book.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was patching for almost 3 years now. And after maybe a year and a half, people was like looking at me and saying, you look so well. You look really good.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, but I didn't really notice it because you don't see it. You don't see it. But now going back, I can really see the change.
Yes. That's why it's always good to take pictures, face pictures, hair pictures.
Yeah. But also with the right diets, with the sun codes, everything, it all goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a very good point, and you mentioned sun codes, because the light is information, and we do get sun codes from the light as far as I understand. What are your thoughts about that, Dr. Harmon?
We get what now?
Sun codes, information.
It's the same what he was saying. When you go in the sun, you regenerate.
Oh yeah, you get different frequencies of light, which is energy and our body interprets it in different ways.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just like, and let's make sure that we understand those things also affect our genes.
Mhm.
And so do thoughts, frequencies of light. The GHK rapidly repairs over 4,000 of our genes. And I'll stop there for a second.
Küsisin siis seda, et Andrew mainis päikesekoode, sest jah, valgus on ka informatsioon ja me saame nii palju erinevat kasu valgusest ja päikesest ja saame ka siis seda valgusinformatsiooni, valgusaktivatsiooni ja nüüd siis räägime sellest, et millised plaastrid toetavad päikese nautimist.
And sometimes you'll hear people say, this just runs in my family. My family was poor. My grandparents were poor. There was a lot of financial trauma. Yes, it affects our genes,
Yeah.
but yes, you can reset that. And don't look at it like you're going to beg for somebody magically to fix your genes. Command your genes to reset to their youngest, healthiest state, absent generational, either physical or financial trauma. I command my genes to reset to a younger, healthier state as they were originally in my ancestry. Do that every day. And we don't have to be the result of hundreds of years of trauma.
Yes, and I would add to that subject before I start to translate. I don't believe in genetics, but I do believe in epigenetics, and Bruce
Yes,
Lipton is fantastic man.
absolutely.
Please check him out if you haven't. Yeah,
One of
we
my
we
favorites.
we're not the victims. We are the creators and commanders.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's environment and your mindset. It's not your bad genes.
Even, and I just came to this realization, and I hope I don't offend anybody. We are so programmed that we were taught just to make sure that you're getting older. We're going to sit around the table. We're going to dim the lights. We're going to light candles on the cake, and we're going to chant an aging process onto you. Happy birthday to you. It's like witchcraft. It's like when you come to the realization that we've been programmed about everything, you're going to question everything.
And
Santa
also
Claus,
and
he's
also
everywhere and he's watching you and he's not going to give you presents unless you're good. I mean, it's
and
just,
yeah, and in the end of this satanic ritual, you blow the candle off,
yes,
your
yes.
candle of light, your
And now
light
you're
bulb.
going on to the aging process, another year. Yeah, it's crazy.
Rääkisime siis nüüd hoopis sellistel põnevatel teemadel nagu geneetika ja epigeneetika. Vastasin siis sellele, et mina isiklikult ei usu geneetikasse, ei usu sellesse, et sellesse programmi, et jah, sinu emal oli see ja vanaemal oli see ja nüüd sinul tuleb ka ja oota ja küll ta tuleb ja mida rohkem mõtled, seda kiiremini tuleb, mida rohkem kardad, seda rohkem kindlamini tuleb, et minu arvamused ühtivad härra Bruce Liptoni epigeneetika seisukohtadega, nii et kes ei ole tuttav, võib-olla siis äkki Karita saab sinna chati kirjutada või lisada mõne Bruce Liptoni video, kes ei tea, kes on Bruce Lipton. Ja rääkisime siis edasi sellest, et me oleme nii programmeeritud, see vananemise programm, see vananemise hirm, see on tegelikult jah, see surmahirm. Ja siis jah, see sünnipäeva jube rituaal, kus siis seda vananemist veel rõhutatakse ja tähistatakse ja siis lõpuks siis ise puhud ära oma eluküünla, et me üldse ei mõtle, me teeme neid asju automaatselt, aga sellel taga on sügav mõte ja me peaksime olema teadlikud. Ja tegelikult me peaksime iga päev oma geene programmeerima tervemaks, nooremaks, paremasse seisukorda. Me ei ole ohvrid, me ei ole oma geenide ohvrid, me ei ole oma pärilikkuse ohvrid, me oleme oma elu loojad. That was so powerful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that we got into these subjects because I think the time is
Yeah.
now.
Liz has got one question in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to answer that.
Yeah.
Either organic grass-fed beef tallow or coconut oil is really good as well to nourish the skin and keep it from getting dried out. But
Sesame
yeah.
oil.
What's that?
Sesame oil.
Sesame oil is good for scarring as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the answer to that question, I hope that answered that. And Dr. Cruz's video is up there. Good. Yep. So you can watch that. It'll blow your mind. It'll change the way you look at light because it is a wave or it can be a particle, and your body makes things from it.
Okay.
From light coming into your body. There was something else. Is that all the questions?
I think yes at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go, let's briefly talk about how the GHK copper peptide and epitalin benefit the skin. First, epitalin, it activates human growth hormone for skin repair.
Et kui me nüüd räägime siis jah, päikesest ja plaastritest, siis kindlasti Alavida on üks plaaster, sest epitalamiin, mille siis aktiveerib Alavida plaaster, aktiveerib meie kehas kasvuhormooni tootmise ja kasvuhormoon toetab siis naha paranemist.
And also helps when we talk about our genes and we talk about our cells dividing. Each time a cell divides, the chromosome, they have to separate and replicate and come back together. Each time that happens, we lose a little length in our telomeres. So epithalamin activates telomerase, which then repairs the gene ending. So each cell can divide up to 30% more times without dying. So that's why they call it the reverse aging peptide.
Ja miks siis see epitalamiin on nii oluline ja tähtis, et toetab ta siis meie telomeeride tervist. Telomeerid on siis kromosoomide otsad ja mida tervemad ja pikemad on teie kromosoomid, siis seda rohkem kordi saavad teie rakud paljuneda ja rohkem kordi kuskil 37%. Nii et sellepärast on ta siis võimas vananemisvastane peptiid, epitalamiin siis nimelt.
And then the GHK also has skin protection as well. And without going into detail, when you use the patches, there's tremendous benefit. And so many people that I've talked to over the last 6 years have told me this. I haven't had a sunburn since I started using the X39 because of the skin benefits.
Ja
It's known to rapidly repair skin and also increase the size, the thickness of hair follicles.
ja miks siis jah, plaastritest rääkides X39 kaitseb samamoodi nahka, kaitseb päikesepõletuse eest GHK vaskpeptiid, siis nimelt aitab naha kaitsmisel, nii et öösel võiks siis kasutada alaviidat, päeval X39 ja 6 aasta jooksul, kui doktor Harmon on seotud LifeWave'iga, on ta kuulnud sadadelt ja sadadelt inimestelt kogemust, et peale siis X39 kasutamist ei ole esinenud päikesepõletust. And I would add one more patch into that list and that would be glutathione.
Yes, very much so.
Ja
Always.
lisaksin siis oma poolt veel ühe plaastri, kui me räägime plaastrite kasutamisest ja päikesekaitsest ja see on siis glutatioon, mis siis samamoodi kaitseb teie nahka. Because yeah, when I go to holiday, then glutathione is always with me, together with X39, of course.
When we had the LifeWave trip to Aruba, we had a meeting with David Schmidt and everyone who was there, and they handed out a full sleeve of glutathione and told everybody to wear it every day and they wouldn't get a sunburn. And I didn't see anybody who had a sunburn.
Ja doktor Harmon rääkis siis, et kui nad käisid LifeWave'i auhinnareisil Arubal, siis kõik said paki X3, tähendab glutatiooni plaastreid ja David Schmidti soovituse iga päev siis glutatiooni kasutada ja kogu reisi seltskonnast mitte keegi ei saanud päikesepõletust.
And glutathione is, it recharges or kind of restores vitamin C and vitamin A that is necessary. Those are necessary. Glutathione is an electron donor. And so it recharges things that undergo oxidative stress.
Ja glutatioon siis nii-öelda taaskäivitab kehas 2 vitamiini, C ja E, mis on mõlemad äärmiselt olulised, kui me räägime siis naha tervisest ja naha kaitsest. This is the new fact. That's why I love these Zooms with you, Dr. Harmon. Every single time I learn something new. It's, you know, your knowledge is immense and it's like endless. Always something to learn from you.
Thank you. I enjoy helping people. You know, one of the biggest rewards that I get is somebody from somewhere in the world, like you or somebody else, reaches out to me and said, thank you for this because I had that information. I was able to do this, or this didn't happen to me. That brings me a lot of joy. That's what I call meaningful work. And so it's very enjoyable. I enjoy your team. I enjoy talking to you guys. I did want to mention GHK copper peptide carries what around? Copper. Copper can donate 2 electrons. That's why it's so versatile. If a pathway needs 1 electron to turn it on, GHK can do it. If it needs 2, GHK can do it. That's why it's called the master key. It opens a lot of doors.
Yeah, that's a very good point to remember and easy to remember. You can just say that GHK is master key.
Yeah.
Like a trump card.
Yeah, I remember I was in kindergarten, I think, and I saw the janitor and he had this huge ring of keys hanging down from his belt. And I was inquisitive and I said, well, how come you have so many keys? And he said, well, this is to this closet, this goes there, this goes there. But this one, this is the master key. This opens all of the classrooms and the front door to the school. And I thought, wow, that's cool. Well, that's GHK copper peptide.
Ja doktor Harmon ütles siis, et GHK on siis tegelikult nagu see meistervõti, mis siis avab kõik uksed ja sellepärast on see peptiid nii võimas ja nii tähtis. Nii et ja doktor Harmon, tänasin teda, sest iga kord on midagi uut õppida ja me oleme tõeliselt õnnistatud, et meil on selline armas sõber, kes on alati nõus meiega Zoomi tulema ja oma teadmisi jagama. I just said that we are really blessed to have you, John. You
Thank
are
you.
always so helpful and always willing and always ready to spread the knowledge. And now I will use Andrew's phrase to spread the good news, because that's what we are doing. We do
That's what we're doing.
we do have good news. We do have hope for people, and that's why this work is really meaningful.
Yes, and that's why we do what we do. We
Yes.
care about our fellow humans. We want to warn them to all the dangers from the mainstream media, the drug companies, the politicians,
System.
and to be alert and awake and take
Yes.
care of ourselves and not be
Be
dependent
awake.
on
Yeah.
some system that's going to fail us if we buy into it.
And I think now it's also the time more and more people are waking up, and it's time to speak the truth and spread the knowledge.
Absolutely. And it's man, it has to be baby steps with a lot of people. I've not been afraid to tell people, you know, you're holding that idea right there that somebody told you in the same little bubble where Santa Claus exists. They don't like to hear that. They don't like
Crazy.
to hear that. But it's true. We've
It's
been
true.
told so much stuff
Shit.
that is just fake and made up to help keep us dumbed down. Because if we believe that about whatever, then they can that
Manipulate
part
you.
of our brain is opened up because it's not matching it up with reality. We just believe what we're told, and we want to tell people, don't do that. Ask
ja
questions.
tänasin siis veel kord doktor Harmonit. Alati on temalt midagi õppida ja nüüd on aeg tegelikult rääkida asjadest nii, nagu nad tegelikult on. Ja meil on selline imeline võimalus doktor Harmoni näol seletada inimestele asju, mida peavoolumeedia on meile sõna otseses mõttes valetanud. Need on valed. Ja nüüd on aeg rääkida tõde, ja tegelikult iga inimene peaks tegema oma uurimustööd ja mitte pimesi uskuma seda, mida talle räägitakse, kasutama oma aju ja oma mõistust. So yes, we
I'm
are.
going to end with one thing. A conspiracy theorist is someone who has knowledge about the truth before everyone else finds out. Be
Ja
that person.
Ja lõpetuseks
Yes.
siis doktor Harmon lõpetas toreda lausega, et konspiratsiooniteoreetik on siis see, kes tegelikult teab tõde enne, kui teised sellest teada saavad. And I think this is the music to Garita's ears as well.
I know. I can see her smiling.
Hey, maybe we could all sing happy birthday together.
I can see.
Let me light a candle and blow it out so I can put a curse on you that you're going to keep aging.
I've never seen Wiz so bright and smiley before. She is glowing right now.
Who is?
Garita, tahad sa midagi
Carita.
lisada?
I call her
Oh, yeah,
Wiz.
yeah,
I call her Wiz. Yeah.
All right, you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful to see you.
Thanks, Carita.
You are getting better, and I hope in thumbs up when you were in the hospital that it will be going quick. So I'm glad to see it went quick.
Yes, it's going very quick.
You're
Thank
looking
you
good.
very much.
And your knowledge
uh,
is absolutely amazing. And I
It is
love
amazing.
conspiracies because that's my life. So
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
For those of you who speak English, I have a podcast called Root Cause Holistic Health. and we talk about all this stuff,
Right.
like all of it. And it's like, it's conversations with me and somebody on my LifeWave team who was a mom who had to detox her daughter from the vaccines that were given to her. So she became very aware and read all that stuff. So it's a doctor and a mom. But we've gotten to be, we're in the top 10% globally.
Yeah.
And it just
Wow.
it's blown us away because we just get on there and talk about all the stuff we have in our heads,
Yeah.
but people want to hear it. They
Yeah.
want to
The
hear
truth.
the
The truth.
truth
Yeah.
that they're not told. And so that's been really fun with doing that and getting all that information from,
Good.
what
Well done.
what do you do as a parent, with your child? We didn't have a handbook. How do I teach my kid this and that and to avoid this all the way up to, adults. And so go and look around. You guys, I'll see you next time.
Et
Yes.
lõpetuseks siis veel jah, doktor Harmon rääkis ka oma podcastist Root Cause of Health on selle nimi, need, kes inglise keelt oskavad ja räägib siis tema seal ühe emaga, kes siis otsustas oma laste kehad puhastada siis vaktsiinide jäänustest ja see on siis huvitav kuulamine. I just remembered one more thing before we go, which is
Sure.
related to sun. I've also heard that people whose bodies are more toxic, who have more toxins in their bodies, they do get easier sunburn.
That would make sense. I haven't heard that directly, but those toxins are stored somewhere. And, it doesn't exclude the skin. They could get something, they could get diagnosed with some itis somewhere. If it's in the skin, then it's dermatitis, but it might be a toxic overload. It also might be a, parasite that's causing your skin to break out like that. So you have to find out what's causing it. I haven't heard that directly, but it makes total sense. If you have a toxic soup in your entire body, you're not going to respond well to sunlight, or normally, I should say.
Küsisin siis veel lõpetuseks seda, et olen kuulnud, et inimesed, kelle kehad on toksilised, nendel tuleb lihtsamini päikesepõletus. Doktor Harmon ütles, et jah, see kõlab loogiliselt, et kui kehas on palju toksiine, siis jah, igasugused nahaprobleemid on lihtsalt tulema. So thank you so much, Dr. Harmon. And yeah, hopefully we will see you soon. We always have so many topics and so many truths to discover and reveal. Et tänasin Dr. Harmonit, tänan kõiki, kes te kuulasite ja loodan, et me kohtume Dr. Harmoniga õige pea, sest teemasid on palju ja me võime rääkida paljudest asjadest nii, nagu nad tegelikult on ja tõde peab saama avalikuks.
See you next time, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Ahmed.